Bonjour and welcome to all of you comic book geeks, readers and collectors to another new comic book day haul for the geeks, readers and collectors, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to bring you my top 10 of the week, which is more or less my entire purchase, apart from a couple. I've got to admit, no whinge. It was a light week, but what I did pick up, I've got to admit I'm happy with. And do you know what? My grandson Sonny, whose stash I'm just kicking off with, he's only 8 months old, so he's got a long way to go yet. Starting off his stash, he got 5 books this week. 3 of which are in my top 10. One has been in the top 10 before, so that won't be no surprise to long-time viewers. And if you are new, well, actually, you're a long-time viewer and a subscriber, you know how sexy I think you are. Thank you so much. Hope you're still enjoying it. If you weren't, I don't suppose you'd be here. And if you're new, this is my top 10, as I mentioned. I will do a deep dive on the top 5 after my little scroll, after I've shown you what my top 10 is. All the spoilers will be there. I'll keep it fairly light. Every now and again, I know I slip a little spoiler out. But if you're really, really delicate about it, don't go past the spoiler. Come back after you've bought the comics and see if you agree. If that's what you're going to get in your haul, please come on and comment. Let me know, as always. And right at the end of the video, it's all chapterised, so you can skip around and do what you want. I would prefer you went from beginning to end, but I get it. I get it. Concentration these days with the youngsters, eh? Not like geekyOlhogs who can concentrate on things. Yeah, right. Right, see what I mean? Like I couldn't even concentrate on telling you about right at the end of the video. I'm going to do cover of the week, where I have my little bit of self-indulgent fun, imagining that it was back in time. You still had the spinner rack on the newsagent shelf or the drugstore shelf, and it was the cover that drew you in to wrestle you for your pocket money. What comic can I get? What comic can I get you excited? But it's, oh my God, it was just a wall, wasn't it? It was a wall of delights. You know, I've only got pocket money for one. Anyway, we have a little bit of fun at the end of the video. Like I say, no whinge. Let's get on with it. Let's kick it off with one of the ones that's going to go into my grandson Sonny's stash. But I will admit, I do enjoy these. I have bought a couple of them already. And how can you criticise it? How can you criticise Donald Duck as Thor, Mickey Mouse as Iron Man, Goofy as the Hulk, and Pluto and Minnie as Ant-Man and Wasp? You can't. And the story starts off in Ducksgard with Donald Thor. Yes. I enjoyed it, okay? It's in my top 10. Little bit of fun. Anyway, keeping it on the animal theme. I'll get these out of the way first, eh? Darkwing Duck, and this was the one I mentioned before. I've praised this since, not the one way back, but this current iteration over the past year or year and a half or so. I've really enjoyed this, and the writing in it is obviously light-hearted, but funny. And it isn't aimed at children. It's aimed at childish adults, I suppose. That's why I like it. And it's just got that. It's got that Saturday morning cartoon. That flavour. I don't know what it is that reminds me. Oops, sorry. That reminds me of the Saturday morning cartoons when you were a kid. That were just funny. Not talking down to you. You know, not treating you as an imbecile, and just loads of fun. And you know what? It's not the easiest thing in the world to write, in my opinion, stuff like that. So I do appreciate what those guys and girls are doing on comics like that. Just to let you know, just to apologise quickly, that I've got wind. I know I do it every time. I can't resist it, okay? I've got wind. But the funny thing is, I enjoy it. The continuing saga, James Tinian or Tinian, however you pronounce it, the fourth, have you pronounced his name? Anything with his name on it, I'm going to be reading. And this is in a bit like Kea and the Sacrificers, maybe not so much the Sacrifice, but anyway, it is in that fantasy genre mould and set in the land of, you know, where there's fairies, vampires, weirdlings, and etc., etc. And I've got to admit, I think I need to rest this now because there was a lot of character. You know what Tinian's like? Sorry if you pronounce it a different way. I'll pronounce it Tinian. You know what he's like, which is what I like about his writing. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot of threads, and they're all on a monthly basis. Where there was a big gap between the last 5 or 6 issues, like that last chapter and this one, I've got to admit I am getting a bit lost. I can't say I'm not enjoying it, but I am getting a tad. I'm thinking, yeah, why was that a bad thing? You know, a character will say something, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's bad news. And I'm thinking, yeah, but why? So anyway, I think I'm just going to have to rest up, wait for all the issues to come in. A bit like World Tree. I found myself drifting off of it, but still getting it. And then I read 3 or 4 issues together, and that was spot on. And any of you out there that kind of, I don't know, I'm drifting off a bit here and going on to World Tree, but yeah, that's in the same thing. But yeah, I recommend World Tree. Not that I picked it up this week; it was last week, but get it in graphic novel form. That's my recommendation for that one. This Only Press has really kept up the standard on their comics, on these EC comics. I don't know about the other stuff because I don't get it, but these EC, since they branded up these, this one I'm enjoying because they're kind of set. The stories are set in more of in those traditional fantasy settings. So I'm enjoying this because it's something really new, but in the vein of the old EC comics, you know. So, and it's an anthology, 3 great stories in there. Nice artwork from people I haven't heard of. I mean, the only person I've heard of it, Cano I've heard of, I don't know from where from, and Christopher Cantwell, obviously, as the writer in that one. But other than that, it's kind of like newbies to me in that. But nevertheless, a good read. I enjoy it. And I'm a big Doctor Strange fan, but I will admit to being sucked into this One World Under Doom because of that first issue, which I really, really did enjoy. I did, and I just love the setup of it all. I love the premise of it, and I got this, and yeah, I think in a stronger week, where I get like 20 odd books, this might have just been a little whinge, I think, maybe. No, I think that's a bit unfair. The reason I'm kind of mentally battling with my opinion is that they put Doctor Strange in a very light-hearted vein, but the last Doctor Strange run, I forget who wrote it now, blimey. But I was enjoying that because it brought the tone down a little bit. So I can't really moan that this is a light-hearted tone for Doctor Strange. If that's the way they're going with it, then really I should have been a bit more prepared, shouldn't I? But nevertheless, story-wise, it was Derek Landy on the story. I did enjoy it. I think it's just those. It's the quips. It's the MCU quippage that just grates on me, but perhaps it depends on the mood you're in when you read this stuff, and you know, if you're in the mood for quips, you know, I got right into the Doctor Strange series that finished last year. That, I think it was 12 issues, whatever it is. I did, but perhaps you just get used to it, you normalise it, and then this has come out of the blue. But anyway, it's in my top 10. All right, it's in my top 10. But just thought I'd warn you. Deep dive, my top 5 for the deep dive. Yep, I'm doing it. Yeah, I got this for Sonny, bless him, and I read it, and I just thought, wow, it's the first time I've never seen the cartoon. Cartoons passed me by, but this makes me wish I'd watched the cartoons. To be fair, yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that, and in the same vein as I would Darkwing Duck. So if they're getting that cartoon feel through it, then and from the ridiculous to the sublime, Magic Order, Mark Millar is really ramping it up to the conclusion of this next chapter. I'm assuming there will be another chapter. I don't know if they're gonna, or maybe if this is wrapping it all up. But I've enjoyed this since the first issue I bought. I think it was chapter 2. So I still haven't read the first chapter of this. Trying to track it down. Don't want to buy the trade. That's like giving in to geeky old hogs. The last chapter of this, again, thoroughly enjoyed it. We're going to have a little look at the dark art in that, the dark artwork, the dark arts. All of these we're going to do a deep dive on. Space Ghost. I don't think I've done a deep dive on this, but I think more than once I've said how good this is. If I haven't done it on YouTube, I've definitely done it on Threads. I have really enjoyed this so far. It is just straightforward, fun, sci-fi, space fantasy. Probably not science fiction, but definitely space fantasy. Didn't know Space Ghost from Adam. I don't know if that helps or hinders, but it doesn't hinder because the way David Pepose has written that, you're just right up to speed from issue 1. I mean, I was right up to speed, and you just sit back and enjoy yourself. And again, it's not light-hearted, but it is. That has got that Saturday morning cartoon feel, but that's exactly how it should be. But not without the stakes, without the dastardly villain and stuff like that. It's great, and we'll have a little look. I'll show you why. Book of the week, guys. This was superb. Maybe because of my prejudices and my proclivities. Wow, see what I did there? Wordage. They call that wordage where I come from. Yeah, maybe because of that, or maybe because what I mean is I really like the Invaders, and they do a bit of that in here. But what I'm also enjoying is the twist on the characters, on the Avengers. I'm enjoying this one. I'm not to say I'm not enjoying the other Ultimates apart from X-Men, which I've drifted off. Momoko's art is still sucking me in, but I hate myself for doing it. But anyway, for me that's the weakest one, despite her gorgeous artwork. But this I've been enjoying Black Panther as well, what they're doing with him. So yeah, book of the week by far. And I mean that, by far. This one kind of outstripped everything else that I've just shown you. This really was good stuff, and I will show you why, because obviously I did promise you only like spoilers before my little scroll, which is coming up now. So I'll see you on the other side. Right, please bear with me. Yes, this is worth a deep dive, because I found it really funny. I found it very well done. And basically, here's our characters, here's our gang, and they're going to the editor of DC. Look, that's what they've done it in. Look, the palatial office of DC Comics. Cancelled. In England, we would do double L, by the way. Double L. Reinvented the language. Anyway, that aside, I still enjoyed the comic. Yeah, they're cancelled. So what the gang decide to do is make themselves relevant. Yeah, they go back to HQ, and the first thing they do to decide to make themselves relevant is ape the competition. Pulse pounding action in the tempestuous Titan's tenor because the readers demanded it. Now, I don't know what this is a pastiche of. Do you? Of course we do. It's booyahing time, and when Titans smash. So they decide to make themselves relevant by being Marvel, then by being a black and white dystopian, like, well, you know, this is obviously Walking Dead. And this is, I don't know if this is obviously Strangers in Paradise. I can't think back that. I got it briefly back in the day. I wasn't this kind of indie comic, but let me know in the comments if you know what they're aping here, because those first two were easy. And this next one's easy. Obviously Archie comics. And then obviously Playground comics, you know. It's obviously easy. And then they go back with all these ideas. And yeah, get short shrift. And then they decide, I really do like the art, the way they've done the characters. I know I'm late to this and it's all been, you know, it's all been established, but so what they decide to do is get rid of all the heavy hitters. So they turn off the bat signal. They tell Superman that Krypton didn't really explode, so he races off. And what do they tell Wonder Woman? Obviously, look, Lex turns up as soon as, yeah, after all, what could happen? And that's going on in the background. Love it. What did they tell Wonder Woman? Oh, they just tell her to waffle on about the history of Themyscira. Yeah, I don't know if that one quite. Anyway, it doesn't quite work because, well, they think it has. Look, they think it has worked. The new Teen Titans comic, because there's no competition. They get their comic on the shelves. But look, the end, question mark. I don't know about this silly thing at the end, but yeah, I really did enjoy that. I really did. Just a good laugh. The same with the What If, you know, Donald Duck was Thor. But right, I'm over all that now. Let's get on to some serious comics. Like, this is where it is, gang. This is where it is. There's something about this cover. I really like that image. There's something about it that I really like. Even though her arm disappears behind her head, that arm doesn't work. It's gone. Even though the art, yeah, it's wrong. Just the image, a striking image. I really do enjoy it. Anyway, I've been enjoying this, like I say, since chapter 2. Here's our hero, Cordelia Moonstone. And with her gang, they're after her. They're trying to hide her. This is the assassin. And it's all magical, mystical goings on. So the spell she's cast is giving a 1 hour gap. She's got no, Cordelia has got, our hero has got no, I don't know, I just love the imagery of this character. I think that's what it is. Cordelia has got no powers for 1 hour. So she makes it to this hotel, which we've been introduced to in previous issues. Here she goes with her arrows. Look, here we go. Boom. And then we're introduced to this character, who is Cordelia from the future, because this hotel is contained within this mystical painting and etc. etc. I can't go through the whole story now, can I? So anyway, her in the future is obviously helping her in the past out. But artwork superb. Mark Millar, apart from Jupiter's Legacy, which I whinged about I think it was last week or the week before, he does find some good artists, I will say that. Pepe Larraz on one of his books, when they were still with Image. Now they're over at Dark Horse, and I think, no, look at this, lovely. It's lovely stuff. It's fast paced. It's an easy read, to be fair. Mark Millar hasn't made this, it's magic, he hasn't made it too convoluted, and I really enjoy that. You know, good versus evil, Earth from the future. It's not kind of too Hickman-esque with so many moving parts that you just kind of lose the will to live. So there we go. She makes the ultimate sacrifice, but she knows she's got to do it because she was there when she did it. Don't you just love a time travel loop? anyway, so yes, that is a really good read, and if you can pick that up in trade format from chapter 1 onwards, you will not be disappointed. Like I say, they're a good read. They're a quick read. They're not convoluted. Nice. What's it cover? I don't know what do you call it. I'll remember when I turn the video off. Won't I? This has been superb. Something a little bit different. Rodney Barnes, Stefan Subic on the art, and his artwork. I don't know what else his artwork would suit, but I've got to say I don't know what else I've seen his art in, but it definitely suits this tale of werewolves, lichens, whatever you want to call them, Batman being cursed with it, being bitten, and he needs to find the cure to the curse, and he's using Zatanna. I like the way they've done this burgeoning relationship between Zatanna and Batman. I like it because he does need a foil. Bruce Wayne stroke Batman does need a foil. Here's Constantine back at Wayne Pharmaceuticals with Man-Bat, with old Dr. Langstrom, trying to find a cure while Batman and Zatanna are off. I think they're down in South. Are they down in South America? Oh no, Romania. Of course they are. We're back in Gotham General Hospital with another someone who witnessed. No, actually, it's not. It was. I don't know actually. Yeah, it was a witness. It was a witness to what went on. Gordon investigating. Pennyworth keeping his mouth shut. Look at this artwork. Look at that. That's why we buy a book like this. This is what we're. And this is the guy who cursed Bruce Wayne, Batman. And I went back. Look at that. Oof. That's beautiful stuff. That absolutely sensational. I hope that comes out and don't glare too much. I hope that comes out in his artwork comes across. You know, like I say, this is what we're buying the book for. Full moons, werewolves and blood. But in the meanwhile, this was a nice wrap up to this story, and it's a great story. It'll make a nice slim trade paperback. This run. That's what he's telling Zatanna. This is Bruce Wayne. There they goes, two of them at it. Oh, poor Zatanna. Oh, Bruce. Oh, Brucey, can you hear me? No, he can't. So then she's casting a spell to protect herself. All that action, fun and frolics. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll leave it there just in case, you don't want too many spoilers. I mean, it's all werewolf action. So, yeah. Nicely gothic. Exactly what you want. Everything on that cover is what you get. So, thoroughly enjoyed it. It's glow in the dark cover, but I'm trying to think of the posh name for it. Right, Space Ghost. Like I say, David Pepose. I wasn't too keen on his Punisher run. That 12 issues that he did when he was dead and his wife was alive, and it was all right. But on this, alongside Jonathan Lau on the art duties and Andrew Dalhouse, a nice team that have been on it since issue 1. Come on, let's give Taylor Esposito on the lettering a shout out, because they have kind of come together as a team to produce 10. This is issue 10, and there hasn't been a weak issue. There has not been a weak issue. There hasn't been a month where I picked this up and thought, "Oh, that story's a bit lame." Everything is either building up to something else, and the stories rocket along. Pepose's storytelling on this is very good, very, very good. Economical is the wrong word. I'm trying to think of the word of it. It's storytelling. It's concise. That's the word I'm looking for. It's such a concise. It just gets on with the story, the setup, the story. And this is only the first issue in a new storyline with this new character. I won't tell you who, just in case you are picking up Space Ghost, because it's a nice reveal, and it's not what you think. Well, it's not what I thought anyway. With all of the options available to kind of a space fantasy comic, you know, science fiction elements to it, love these two characters are becoming. You're in danger of having these two characters be annoying or too saccharine, and the monkey. But no, it's all great. It really is. You know, look, for a brooding vigilante, you're not so bad yourself, Space Ghost. You know, we do see a little bit of heart behind the facade, and we've learned his origin as well in the early issues. Nice, just nice artwork. Just it just delivers. It delivers everything you want. So, yeah, thoroughly enjoy that. That's the first. And again, if you haven't missed them, I don't think these will be that hard to find in floppy if you're of that persuasion. Always great covers. Dynamite are doing a dynamite job. That was a bit lame even for me, wasn't it? No, they're doing a great job on that. But this is book of the week, guys. This was great. This was just good. This was just good stuff. Told through the Human Torches, the android Human Torch from yesteryear. You know, from if we were still in Marvel Town, it would be the Human Torch from World War II, not the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four. This is the android Human Torch, and he's working with our new. Well, everything's new, isn't it? But he's working with Captain America. I'm loving the new Hawkeye, although she's not in this issue that much. But everyone gets a little, I was going to say shot, but that's a pun, isn't it? Hawkeye gets a shot. No, they all get a shot at some, you know, page time, so to speak. And, you know, we've got to go kill some Nazis now. The Red Skull, Castletown. Where all the red, look, you can tell what's going on. So a full-scale attack is underway to, and Iron Man is still all but he's still in connection with our team. But the action that takes place once they get in there, you know, to get Red Skull, let's knock out Red Skull. You know, it's always been our enemy. Nazis are our enemy. Here we go, the Wasp in some eardrums. It's, you know, you could call it traditional stuff, but like I say, Hawkeye, I'm enjoying. There was an issue where it was all her. Look, he's being operated on, but he's, you know, he's got no anaesthetic. Captain America asks him, like, why are you still here? Aren't you being operated? He says, yeah. Well, you're not under any anaesthetic. But and he has a little comeback for that. But yeah, look, love all this stuff. And there is a massive spoiler. So if you haven't got this, I love the way, and this is the Invaders bit that I said, look, because we're in the Human Torches, this is, you know, some things never change. So basically, he's reminiscing that, you know, some things never change because they fought Nazis back in World War II. You know, Cap, Bucky, Submariner. By the way, I did love that that run of comics, The Invaders, that Marvel did in the 70s. Got the lot, got the whole run. Got it as a kid. Love it. And look what the Red Skull has got as a trophy. Look, the gang's all here. It's an Invaders reunion. Oh, it sends shivers down my spine with this scene. Look, he's amongst all the fish. They've got him. They've got him like a stuffed exhibit. We kind of all know that this isn't going to be Red Skull, but nevertheless, we do want the reveal, don't we? We want the reveal of who this is going to be. Then they go through the story of how they got Submariner and what happened to him. And Cat obviously isn't happy. You know, here he goes, look, clear the room. This is what we were trained for. So Human Torch is lighting up. She's giant. She's got arrows. I like these little inserts, you know, in the middle of the diary as he's regaling us with his diary entries, and you know, somebody get him down from there. Obviously, he's got that respect for Submariner still. Look who it ain't. Look, who's had a little drop of the super soldier serum? Yep, John Walker. Excellent stuff. Look. Yeesh. Human talks like he dives, just like whoosh, that's it, done. Loved it. The pacing, storytelling, absolutely spot on. Denise Camp, the artwork's great from, don't know the first name of Frigieri. I mean, it's almost like I've stopped looking at the artists' names in Marvel Comics because they change so often. But I don't know if Frigieri's been on this since the beginning. Anyway, that is my, nevertheless, Juan Frigieri. Lovely artwork. Denise Camp is knocking it out of the park with this storytelling. I'm really enjoying it. Book of the week, cover of the week. There's a lot going on there. That is action packed. It's got our ultimates. It's got our ultimates on the cover, which is good. Good first start. Well, it's got 3 of them. Is there 4 of them? Oh, there's loads of them, isn't there? So cover of the week. Here we go. We've got to start with that. Space Ghost, I just think they're all nice covers. They always do a nice cover. I don't know the art style of that. I know it's kind of computer generated, and we've got to have this mean and moody one. Look, Batman full moon with werewolf, Batman with them beady eyes and bats and werewolves. Oosh, that is a cover. Despite the disappearing arm, the more you look at it, the more you realise something's gone wrong there. But nevertheless, I still think that's a striking image. I just think it's the costume design with this mask. But there's something, even now I'm looking, even this quiver looks wrong somehow. I'm gonna put this in. I know that's a stark contrast, but look, if you're gonna have, just put them all on the cover and have Teen Titans Go. Again, I like that. And another kiddie one. Look, come on, I've got all kiddified. I've gone silly this week, haven't I? But that's just a great cover. What if Mickey and friends become Avengers? Or the Avengers. And then this cover, come on, dinosaurs and armoured maidens with swords. It's almost like, yes, samurai maiden astride a dinosaur on an alien planet. Come on, there's a lot going on in that cover. So I will take the kiddie ones away. That one's going to stay there because I think that's dynamic. That, just for the art faux pas, that's a bit static. Although static, get it? No. But this is, I mean, that is striking. That image is striking. But there's loads of action going on in that. That is a striking image. And it's glow in the dark. But I think for all-round action, artistry, getting your attention, come on guys, it's got a dinosaur on it. Come on. So that is my cover of the week. And if you have stayed with me thus far, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you've got this week. In the comments if you got something different, because obviously there weren't, I don't think, was there any DC in that? I don't think there was any, or apart from Batman and Teen Titans. I mean, I don't get, so let me know what you got. But that was a light week. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back for more. Please do. But until then, I will bid you all adios.